Hello, guys. This is a study from Henri Rinck, and they often have a very special theme, and so has this one. I will not tell you more now, I will explain later. White is winning this. Note that our pawn is moving upwards, so if we move out our queen, we are able to promote the next move. The only problem is that if we move our queen somewhere, well, this we don't protect this pawn anymore, so black has the option to take it. So there's some difficulty here for sure to win this. But pause the video now, have a think about this, and see if you can find out how white is winning. Go ahead. All right, you had your chance to find it. Well, as I said, well, we must move our queen somewhere. I mean, leaving the queen and the pawn like this, just moving the knight is, of course, not winning at all. Black can just check here and have perpetual check at least. So we have to move our queen, giving up this pawn. And the queen must go to g2. All right, so now, as I said, black has the option to take here. Let's just look what happens if he doesn't. If he plays queen b3 instead, which is the only other possible move, I would say, the only check. Otherwise, white will just promote and get it double queens. So after this, we put our queen in between. Now, if he wants to continue to check, he has to go to d1. The king goes to a2, and now white is winning. Another check will not do anything good because we put the queen in between and fork here, forcing a queen exchange, and then we will promote and win. And really, if black wants to move the queen perhaps here to guard a8, it's easy win still for white. We just check on b1 and force another queen exchange like this. And we are winning. And here, if black does not want to take another check, instead he wants to play queen a4 to try to stop here, we have this beautiful move. Knight c6. It guards this, and black cannot take it because of queen a3 check, and then we will promote the next move, and we have two queens. So after knight c6 here, black has nothing to do really. If you place like a random move, b5, well, we can just exchange queens like this. Queen d4 check, sack our knight, and then get a new queen, and this is winning. Okay, so that was the variations if black chooses not to take the pawn. So he must take the pawn. And now this is the common theme of Henri Rinck in most of his studies. Can you find out what white is doing now? Here it comes. We play knight c6. Just a simple little move, threatening the queen, and this is the theme of Henri Rinck. It looks like this queen can go everywhere, but it's really trapped. I mean, look at this. It has so many potential squares to go to. But if he goes to any of these two, well, then there's the discovered check, and he will lose the queen. Well, maybe like this or something. This square is already guarded. Let's see what happens if we move across this rank then. Well, he cannot go here because of the queen check on c2, and that is a skewer. He loses the queen. This is already guarded. This square it cannot be used because of the fork. This is guarded. This is the same. It's a fork. So the only possible square to go to in this 7th rank is c7. Let's come back to that. Okay, c7 is one option. And we already checked this. And of course, these two are already taken. This is already blocked. So what about these three? squares left. Okay, if we go to a6, then we have a check here with the skewer, and we'll take the queen. And if it goes to a3, easy check, and we will win the queen also. Bringing a4 as the only option. So these two squares are the only two options that black can go with his queen. And of course he has to move his queen because it's threatened by the knight. So he has to move it, otherwise he will lose it directly. Okay, so let's start with queen c7. What happens here? Can you find out how white is winning this? Here we go. Knight b4 check. And now all these squares are taken. So it's only 4 squares. But if you go to any of these, well, then it's queen c2 and he loses the queen. Giving only these 2 squares left. And this is losing directly also with the fork on d5, sorry. So it has to go to d4. And now there are some different moves that wins for white. But the easiest one is just to play queen g4 check. And you see, of course, these are taken, giving only 4 squares left, the black squares. Any of these two, well, then it's the fork with the knight. And if it goes here, then it's a fork with the knight there. And if black uses the last option, then it's a skewer again. And he loses the queen anyway. So that is actually all we have to look at after queen 7. That lost to knight b4 check, and he will lose the queen within a few moves. So let's go over to queen a4, which is the main line. All right, white to move, and we are still wanting to trap this queen somehow. Can you find out how? Have a look. Here we go. Here's the move, knight e5 check. You see, cannot go up. Well, this is already covered. So queen d4, well, win right away with the skewer. So only 2 moves to choose from, 2 squares to choose from. And this is fairly easy because it's a checkmate. Everything is covered. That's a checkmate directly, leaving black with only 1 square to use. King e3. Okay, do you want to pause again? Go ahead. Otherwise, here comes the winning move, or the winning continuation, I would say. Queen f3 check. Again, he cannot go up because of this skewer, and leaving him with only 1 possible square. King d2. And the next move to really finish this off is queen f2 check. Now we have everything covered here. Only 2 moves to square, 2 squares to choose from. Again, we know this is a checkmate, so we cannot go there. Black has to go with the king to d1. Okay, now we can pause the video again if you haven't seen it already. How do white finish this off? Now it's only a few moves left. After the next move, black can just give up. Can you see it? Here it is. It's beautiful. We don't even give a check. We just move the knight even closer. Knight d3, threatening the fork here, and well, threatening the checkmate here. So if black tries to move and pin this knight, well, it's a checkmate, so we cannot do that. And if he tries to just give a check, well, we move the knight here, block the check, give a check of our own, and the king cannot move. He has to sacrifice his queen, and it's of course winning for white. And there's no other possible move that black can do here that give him any chance to prolong this agony. This is winning. Let's look at just something like Queen A5. Well, see, this is not giving a check, it's a checkmate. So it's over. Black can give up after knight d3, and it's another beautiful study from Henri Rinck. And give it a thumbs up, and why not just send it to your friends and see if they can find it also. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.